Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So happy to have you here. My name's Angie, you might know me as Sober Glow Getter over on Instagram, and I am finally on YouTube. So I've been meaning to do this for years now, but I finally got round to it, so I'm here. I've chosen today because it's a bit of a special day. It's my 8.5 year soberversary. So it's a huge milestone, and I thought there's no better day than to get on YouTube now and start my channel. So thank you so much for taking time to watch. I'm really going to be sharing on here a lot about my journey of sobriety, my self-care journey, my empowerment journey, and also my Tropic journey and my love of skincare. So it's going to cover all different things and life of a 49-year-old, nearly 50 woman with 2 children and a busy life in between. So a little bit about me and my background. I stopped drinking in November 2016. I tried for possibly 2.5 years to moderate my drinking. I like to call that moderating madness because I just could not do it. It was taking up so much headspace, so much stress, so much planning, letting myself down constantly. My drinking history is that I've always, never had an off switch. I've always been the party animal, the last one standing, although I was never standing at the end of the night. Always the girl that wanted the night to carry on, focused everything around drink. That was my idea of fun. So I wasn't someone who had the odd glass of wine and then could stop. I did not have an off switch, which was all fine when you didn't have hangovers and you're living your best life in your 20s, your early 30s, but got to my 40s and late 30s really, and it was just not fun anymore. I was drinking on the settee, I was drinking to survive my week. I'd get to Wednesday and be like, yeah, I've got to Wednesday, let me have a bottle or two of wine. And it just really wasn't something that I was enjoying. I hated myself. I was waking up every day with that horrible feeling of regret, letting myself down, and I was sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And the time came where I had to make that change. So I didn't have a rock bottom. I had a lot of times where I was very low and drinking really did take a hold, and I was definitely drinking when I shouldn't have been. But I'm going to go into this in more detail obviously throughout my videos that I share, and I have shared this a bit more on my Instagram and on my blog as well. But really for me, it was all about getting to a crossroads in my life where I could go one way or the other. I was 41 and I thought this has to stop. And I really just woke up one day and I was like, right, this is it. I can't moderate. It's taking up too much of my energy. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not even going out and having wild nights. I'm sitting on the settee watching X Factor on a Saturday night, waking up, can't remember the results. So for me, it was the time to change. Personally, what I had going on in my life, I'd been a mortgage advisor before I had children. I then wanted to be a stay-at-home mum, so I set up my own ironing business, and I did that for about 7 years, which I cannot believe, but I did. It was really successful, but it was soul destroying. I was just looking forward to my wine at the end of the day. That's what was getting me through, but it meant I could pick up the kids, my 2 girls, they're my world. And that's who I did it for. I wanted to be at home for them. I wanted to be here for the holidays, here for the sports days. And the job just enabled me to do that. But I really was at a time in my life where I thought, right, okay, things have got to change. And I'm going to share all my top tips of how I did that, all the problems that I came across, how people reacted to it. I'm going to be going into that in more and more detail as I do more and more videos. But if you have got any questions about those early days, please just drop a question in comments, and I'll definitely reply to everyone who comments. A huge focus for me on my sober journey was really self-love and self-care, and living a life without hangovers and focusing on alcohol and planning my life around drinking. It meant that I'd entered this whole new world of self-care, and it can be anything from putting a face mask on, having a long bath. It can be saying no to someone, saying no to an invite. It can be going for a lovely long walk, putting your phone on do not disturb, eating some chocolate, having a Netflix marathon. So many different things. It's not necessarily just sitting in a bath with a face mask on. And it's been really lovely for me to discover that, you know, and it's also me getting more confident in myself and having boundaries. That is self-care. That is a way of feeling more like you, because you're not changing for the people. When I was drinking, I changed a lot for the people. I was a people pleaser, and I'm slowly learning how to build boundaries, set boundaries, and that in itself is self-care. So what my journey has done for me, it's changed a lot. I always say I put down the glass and I picked up a whole new life. It sounds dramatic. I hear it. I know it sounds a lot, but it is so true. My life, who I am as a person, has totally changed purely because I decided to stop drinking. And I want to share that with as many people as I can because it is so empowering. So with my self-care journey, I'll quickly let you know how that moved on to me becoming an exec leader with Tropic skincare and changing my career. So I decided I didn't want to be an ironing lady anymore. My first year was full of first Christmas sober, first birthday sober. I loved it. Didn't matter that I was ironing every day. I felt amazing. My second year of sobriety was the toughest year of my whole life because I felt trapped. I knew I wanted more, but I didn't know how to get there. And luckily I fell in love with skincare. I fell in love with our amazing cleanser, which is just insane. That has now led to an amazing business. So I work with around 100 ladies. I'm also now a qualified holistic therapist. So I'm actually in my beauty room right now. I work from home. So it's all home based. I'm my own boss, plan my own days. I love my job, love my life, love what I do. So what I'm using this platform for and my YouTube for is to share all of that. So it does feel like a lot of things, different things that I'm sharing, but it's what makes up my life now, and it's so different compared to how it used to be. And I just have this belief that anything is possible. I stopped drinking on the 11th of November 2016, and I thought if I can get through Christmas sober, I can do anything that I want to do. And that was a huge lesson to me. I proved to myself that I can count on myself. And I think when we don't drink, because we're choosing a path less travelled, because we come up against restrictions and blocks along the way, but we stay true to ourselves and our sobriety, we really are proving how strong we are. And it does open up a whole new world of possibilities that we can do whatever we want to do. So I want this channel to be all about empowering women and thriving in their sobriety. We've put down that glass, but we have picked up so much more, ladies. We've picked up a brand new energy, a brand new us, and a brand new life. And it's all about thriving on this journey. So I want to use this to build up a brilliant sober community on top of my Sober Glow Getter girls who are on Instagram. I will be arranging get-togethers in the Manchester area, so keep a lookout for that as well, where we can have a sober catch up, which would be really, really nice, and start a little community. And I want to inspire you along the way. So if you do like what I've said so far and you think you are going to want to hear more, please subscribe. If you've got any questions at all, do comment below. As I said, I've got my Instagram page, Sober Glow Getter, and I've got a blog that I'm going to start updating monthly. So this is going to be about all the things that I've discovered on my journey, all the things that help me feel and be the best that I can be. And I really hope to inspire lots of you that are on your own sober journey. And it would just be really nice to build up that community and empower each other as we go along. But thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video.